10,000? We can almost buy our own ship for that. But who's gonna fly it? Star Wars. 10,000 subscribers. It's funny actually saying it out loud. Last night, it was like 9,990. So I was like, okay, so by the time I go to sleep and wake up, we're gonna be at 10,000. And I did. I woke up and I saw it. I've been meaning to make more milestone videos, but I mean, I made my 1,000 around this time last year, actually, which is crazy that we have 10x'd our subscriber count in the span of a year. I mean, we've already done a lot. It's only the end of February and we're at 10K, which was kind of my goal for just the year, but that's been the weird thing with the channel recently, is just the views have been here and there, but the subs have been the most consistent thing, which has been bizarre to me. Again, I know a lot of that has to do with my shorts page, which does fairly well, and honestly is what's keeping me afloat nowadays. Which feel free to let me know down in the comments below how you found my channel. Was it because of my shorts page? Was it one of my reaction videos? Was it something else? I don't know. I would be very curious. It's just wild looking at the channel right now and just seeing 10K and also 1K videos. I actually think my 1,000th video was actually the podcast with my friends that went up recently. Of course, there's been some shorts here and there that have been bumping up that count. In terms of actual videos, I think we're only probably somewhere around like the 800 still. But speaking of the channel, this can be sort of our recap episode to take a look back on everything. So that's what we did for the 1K special. And I meant to do a 5K special, but that milestone came and went very fast, so I didn't really get to sort of stop and appreciate that. If you want to know a lot more about the history of this channel, watch my 1,000 subscriber video, because I talk more about how this channel came to be and the emotions I went through, what happened, which I'll sort of briefly touch on here. Even though I talk about it in my series that I do, it's just like I hate recap episodes. I don't know, I think it's fitting for this, you know? We've come a long way. I know we'll continue to go even farther, even further beyond. So let's go ahead and take a look back on the old channel. So yes, if we pop on over here and sort by oldest, we go way back. The new start, my first video back in September of 2020, which I'm not going to bother rewatching that again because I've already done a video of that and I'm not doing that again. And again, what really spurned the YouTube journey was just back in this time of the 2020 peak quarantine. We were only a couple months into it at that point. I had recently gone through a really rough breakup at the time, and you know, the world being as chaotic as it is, little did we know it would only get worse. I didn't know where I was really gonna take myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do really, and so I just sort of sat down. I was just like, all right, screw it, I'm just gonna yap. You know, I originally planned for it to just be this one video, and then that was just gonna be that, but then I found myself enjoying the editing process, which is hilarious because now I hate it. I don't hate it, but it's just, you know, it gets tedious sometimes. But you know, that led me to doing a lot of other videos, a lot of which you aren't seeing because some of them are privated. Actually, a good chunk of them, because some of them were just videos where it was just me being like, yeah, I'm gonna do something, I swear. And then like some of them were actually ones where I was kind of talking about the breakup itself, and which is just like, ugh, get over it, man. Yeah, and then Transformers animated, Transformer rollout. My first real, like, successful video that I never did more of because that was my first experience with getting copyrighted. And it would not be the last, and it never will be. Back then, it terrified me so much that I stopped, which I guess is the intended purpose of copyright. But now it just annoys the hell out of me, and I tell the copyright system to fuck off, and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. All this, you know, more stuff, me being depressed, the meaning of was just like the end of that era in which I just kind of full stopped, not really for any particular reason, but I was just like, I don't really feel like doing anymore, which is probably for the best. There's only so much of these depressing videos that you can do. Other than this video of me and my friend doing this Unis Honest Burger thing. That was fun. Still one of my favorite videos. And then yeah, for like a good year, this was like October 2020 and then June 2021, like the middle of the year, like over like 8 months later. This is the first video in which I branded myself as Lancer.
All right, let's get started. Let's.
Nope, I can't do it. I don't have it within me to do it. It was funny because in between this time is when I really started watching a lot of anime, which is what eventually led us down this road. I mean, it was in this time right about here that I watched the show Fate Zero, which has become one of my favorite shows of all time. And like during this period of time, it was my favorite show of all time. And for a while it still was, but then of course I watched Attack on Titan, and that has become my favorite show of all time. And that's what made me want to become Lancer Lancer, just because in the Fate series, the Lancer class is actually my favorite class. I was like, you know what? That sounds cool. I'm gonna try it. And then I branded it, and that's just where we are now. And yeah, I did this interesting series where I was going through my anime list and reviewing in alphabetical order all the shows on there. I think I only did, or 3, yeah, because I did Anohana as well. I had recorded, I think, like a couple more, but then during this time is when the laptop I was using just inexplicably died. Which, to be fair, I went from just using that laptop for casual stuff to then recording, editing, gaming during the Doki Doki stuff. I think the motherboard just killed itself, basically. And that went on a whole saga of its own. Because as you see with the Doki Doki Literature Club, which honestly, looking back, I still really enjoy this series. Even though quality-wise, I could definitely do it better now. It kind of fit the horror aesthetic back then. But I never got to finish the side stories for it. I had recorded a couple more for it. So it's like, all right, well, we're gonna send it in and it's gonna get fixed. Which sparked a whole saga of its own where it was sent and somehow got lost in transit or something. And then it eventually was found. It got to where it was meant to go. But because it was in transit for so long, I still don't know how that really happened. The people working on it just completely obliterated it. And to be fair, it was my own fault for not backing up like all the files and all that. I just sort of hoped that they would do that. They didn't. And they pretty much just sent me like a brand new computer at that point. Everything on it was gone. Which, looking back on it now, I'm not that fussed about it because those videos all would have sucked. But I do kind of miss just the Doki Doki stuff that was lost, unfortunately. But it was during that time that I made this World Heroes mission for the My Hero movie, just because I went and saw it and I want to talk about it. And this video was made entirely on my phone, just showing just like, oh yeah, I could do that. I don't necessarily need a computer to edit. And yeah, eventually the laptop came back and we came back with some bangers. This double tier list back to back, especially. Honestly, still 2 of my favorite kind of videos that I've done. And of course, there was the superhero trailer, Simple Times. And that pretty much was the end of the 2021 era. A fairly short comeback, but 2022 is where it truly began. With the Nagatoro video, the debut of my HyperX Quadcast microphone, which I still have, but not really going to be using that one that much unless we're traveling. And yeah, the Book of Boba Fett reaction. What really started my style of how I would do react videos. Honestly, one of the most raw and real reactions I've had to date is this one. Just gonna, you can see just from that. Back when I was just such a pure Star Wars fan and just accepted everything for what it was. And now I'm jaded and critical and don't care. And this was just in the era where I was just like, I have a video idea, so I'm just gonna do it. There was no real consistency. I just did stuff at my own pace and it was fun. Not saying it's not still fun, but you know, there's more of a formula and schedule now with how I do things. Smash or pass. Oh, that was classic. Man, looking back on stuff, these thumbnails were bangers, man. Videos would probably do better if I uploaded them now. Well, naturally, because, you know, our channel's doing better, but the videos themselves aren't necessarily the best. But then, yeah, the first proper reaction series, Date Alive Season 4. What really started the downward spiral. It led to a lot. The series that first really did consistently well. The first binge cap. And even then, this is one that I did at the start of the season as opposed to the end, which is what I normally do now. The one-off anime with the boys podcast. Really good stuff. And yeah, Date Alive, Obi-Wan Kenobi. My first time at Anime Expo. Unfortunately, I did not go this past year, but this year, since we're sort of doing a little well for ourselves, I probably will. I won't make full-on promises, though. I would like to. Sea of Thieves video, me and the boys really love this video. We reference it all the time. That was my first video, really, with, you know, gaming with the boys. First and only time I used my Elgato capture card on my Xbox. Paid a pretty penny for that thing, and I never used it much more after that. The triple Dragon Ball series, that was a good time. You know, it was all building up to Dragon Ball Super Superhero. I was doing a whole rewatch of the entire series up to that point, which, you know, I rewatched Dragon Ball Super Broly, which was the end of that, and then I did like a review of I rewatched all of Dragon Ball to get ready for Superhero, and then I did Superhero. Yes, and then the Yu-Gi-Oh phase. Me properly getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh, my first Master Duel video. Still an avid addict to this day. And then yeah, My Hero Academia 6, oh my god, and then the reaction revolution that began for me, just fully testing just my mental stability with this one. Just, this wouldn't be the end of it though, of me doing like multiple series in a week because it was like, yeah, My Hero Academia Saturdays, Mob Psycho Wednesdays, and Chainsaw Man Tuesdays. Of course, now I look back on this, it's just like, oh, this was so easy. Whereas now it's just I'm busting out shit daily. You know, those good times, and I was still doing videos in between that. Simpler times, man, simpler times. And back then I thought I was doing too much. I mean, 2022 was when I fully started leaning into, I guess, just the I'm gonna be a reactor. I mean, I wasn't fully leaning into it, just like these were shows that were coming out at the time, and I was like, yeah, these are cool shows, I like watching them. Oh my god, the mogul chess boxing thing, I completely forgot about that. The Bye Bye Evangelion, when I've watched Evangelion and the story that was, and then this ended up being my channel icon. It won't always be, but for now I like it. Fast food tier list, my friends like that one as well. It's a classic. And then yeah, that was 2022. 2022 was just like, oh yeah, I want to hit 500 subs by the end of the year, which we did. Which yeah, simpler times, simpler goals. Now we hit that in like a couple weeks. The Crunchyroll Anime Awards. It's crazy. The Crunchyroll Anime Awards this year aren't happening till like April or like March-ish for like the voting. So I'm not gonna be able to do that video for a little while, but I will, because Lord knows I always have something to say about the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. It's never good stuff. Quintessential quintuplets. Yep, that broke me. Still does. And yeah, 2023 is where we just we started being a little more consistent with it. Still just sort of doing videos whenever I felt like it. Thankfully, we still had like My Hero for the first couple of weeks, and then obviously Mando season 3, which yeah, that was something. And yeah, just doing like one-off anime stuff that I was just doing in my own time. I was still really just kind of doing week-to-week stuff. I didn't want to commit to like doing a series that it was out. Jedi Survivor. I don't know. Is it my favorite gaming series I've done? I've done a fair few gaming series now. All right, it was the first one though that I really was like dedicating proper time to. And even then now I could do it better, because it was like not long after this that I got a webcam, so I could have had that for this. What is this video?
Seeing that we're pretty much at 200 subscribers.
Oh, I was wrong. Never mind. I thought 2022 was the 500 subscriber. I think it was just 100 now that I think about it. Oh, 2023 was the 500 then. That's right. I forget. I didn't hit 1,000 until like the start of last year. Time, man. It's kind of funny. I'm at the point now where I'm looking at some of these videos just like, oh my god, I made these videos? I forgot. Now, here we go. This is an era I kind of think about. The like colorful thumbnail era. And to be fair, all these videos did fairly good. Fairly well. That's the wording. The FNAF movie was boof. And to be fair, I was correct. Dangers in My Heart. Love that. The Star Wars tier list. I gotta make an even more updated Star Wars tier list. I think that'll be my May the 4th video for this year, but we'll see. I do plan on doing Star Wars stuff this year. A good couple of more, even though I said that I'm done with it. I still have ideas, especially since a good chunk of you are probably here because of Star Wars stuff, because of my shorts. Second most viewed video on the channel. Two idiots. Me and my friend Josh just yapping about Dragon Ball stuff. I'm glad that video did well, because that was a pain in the ass. Though I wish I could have made it when I was actually monetized, but I'm still glad I did. Metamorphosis, forever memorialized back there. And then yeah, the Rebuild World trailer, which most viewed thing. I'm gonna be honest, I think this is doing well because I put featuring Sea-Dog VA and Giguk in the title, but this show still hasn't come out yet, by the way. I don't think it has anyway. I mean, to be fair, it's still being adapted. This is about a year and a half ago. But I don't know, maybe once it does start coming out, it'll get a little more traction. Maybe I'll cover it. And yeah, Anime Expo 2023. What a time that was. Another video me and my friend Josh made talking about Ultra Instinct. Don't play poker at 3 a.m. Though I recently rewatched it and it wasn't even at 3 a.m. One of the most depressing manga ever. This is a pretty good video. I actually like it. I think I did a good job covering it. Prime review. Forget I never made that video. Yes, the first Dragon Ball drip check, which these videos have really started doing well. Well, mainly the Goku and Vegeta one, which the other ones like the Gohan, Piccolo, Trunks one aren't really doing that well, but yeah. And then yeah, Ahsoka. That show was so good. But yeah, 3 years later, and now here we are coming up on 5. I still wasn't doing daily stuff at this point. Still just doing like videos whenever I felt like it, which I do still miss that, honestly. I mean, I still sort of do videos whenever I want, but I more like schedule them in my mind now. Like before I go to bed, it's like, all right, tomorrow I'm gonna do this video, this video, this video. Obviously, the most I do now is just like I do at least 3 or 4 reaction videos, like at least have those recorded, and then anything else just to sort of separate that out. This is the first video in a while where it's just me sort of talking about something instead of, you know, just reacting to stuff. Halloween Horror Nights. I loved this. Daima. Where's the... Oh yeah, the first video was, yeah, Dragon Ball Magic. But then, yeah, Daima. I gotta rewatch this video, just like see what I said. It's like, I wonder how much I predicted. Because now that Daima is over, it actually ended today as I'm recording it. I should make a follow-up video once I go through that. Then, yeah, the Halloween era. This was fun. Back when I was just like, I'm gonna do like sort of spooky stuff, and I did. Which I did do a fair amount, you know? Even tying it in with this heroic but scary, even though that has nothing to do with the Halloween thing. That hit a K? Damn. I did the Kane Pixels video, the Halloween candy, horror ambience, just like music. Did sort of a spooky Yu-Gi-Oh video. Watched Perfect Blue, which was a scary movie. And then, yeah, Left 4 Dead 2 with the boys. And then, of course, the Five Nights at Freddy's watching the video. Oh my god. Good era here. Good era. Loved it all. I forgot I watched the trailer to Last Airbender. There was some balance here. God, I was really consistent with Master Duel stuff. God damn, I do like one a month at most maybe now. But like we intercut it, you know? It's like we had Master Duel stuff, you know, a review of a show here and there. Still had some Star Wars stuff. God, where is this consistency? What have I become? Have I shilled to the reactions? I mean, it's just mainly that though. It's just so much of my time is dedicated to just recording React stuff and like editing that, to where it's like, you know, I don't really have a whole lot of time to really like make a lot of these one-off videos. I say while doing that. Again, I talked about at the start of this here, just like I do kind of want to do more of this kind of stuff where I don't really have a schedule. I mean, to be fair, that is why I honestly kind of do reactions, is so I'm so far ahead with those, and I always have those, just so that there's a day where if I maybe don't feel like making another video, it's like at least I have that goes up. Because as I'm recording this, in terms of videos I have pre-recorded, we're over a month ahead. We're well over a month ahead. Just because mainly I started Hunter x Hunter, and that show is long. It does not look good for the future of Star Wars. Little did I know. Oh yeah, back when I was doing these fucking color storytelling things. Yeah, glad I didn't do more of those. And here we go. Fate Zero reaction series. This is really what started it all. Well, first of all, it was a rewatch series, but it's just like a series that's all done. And honestly, I'm kind of open to doing another Fate Zero reaction series, just because I experienced so much more anime, so many more shows that I would consider to be my favorites, potentially more than Fate Zero. It'd be kind of fun to revisit that show now, having more of a fleshed out lens with that. It'd be different though, just because I would maybe be retreading a lot of the same stuff, or maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. That's why I am open to doing it. And plus with this, I was doing like 2 episodes at a time. It's like, oh, come on. I could have milked it more than that. Solitaire. I completely forgot I made this video. This was when I was doing my like Christmas thing, which I think started in 2022, which is like, I'm going to upload for 12 days in a row, which actually for 2023, it ended up being like every day of the month, which really started the daily uploads, which then, yeah, went all the way to the best of 2023. 2023, the year where we really started being consistent, but then we go into 2024, the big one. Jujutsu Kaisen is stupid. It really is. First video of the year. Banger. And yeah, fucking watch Vinland Saga. We're gonna start speeding through just because, you know, we're still shredding old ground. Tried doing solo leveling. That didn't last long. And then Freyren. Another show that I started, you know, bulk recording reactions to. The 1000 sub special, speaking of. Oh yeah, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Anniversary for that is literally tomorrow. What a legend. Honestly, he is what has led me to today. Then from Freyren, we went to ReZero. Kind of the rest is history. Oh yeah, I started One Piece. Still haven't caught up to that. I will. Data Life Season 5. Yeah, this is what we were in prime, just react territory. My Hero Academia started again. I mean, then went to Vivi. Then the Data Live rewatch. One of my favorite series I've done, honestly. That show was just so funny, and so did Telltale's The Walking Dead. Really started branching out with gaming stuff. And then Mushoku Tensei. Like after ReZero, this became like one of my most like consistently well-performing series. Well-performing in terms of my standards. That was a great era. That's when I was really just catching my stride with how I was doing reactions as well. Bakugo's Death Scene, my fan dub. Or well, no, this is actually my second most viewed video. I kind of hope it becomes my most viewed video. Surpassed that trailer. Plan on doing more fan dubs eventually. Four Goons, Save Reach, playing with the boys. Started Oshinoko as well around this time. My Hero was still going strong. Did Subnautica, and then Attack on Titan. Right after we finished Mushoku Tensei, I went into that, and I guess you could say the rest is history for that series. The series that cemented that this would be my favorite show of all time. Pretty much that's where we're at now, is Attack on Titan. There was Dandadan in the mix of all that. Tried to do Daima. Some gaming stuff here and there. Did God of War as well. And the end of Attack on Titan, and then we started doing doing music stuff for that. Tried to do Delicious in Dungeon, which I mean, did about half of it. Arcane, Higurashi, which was a really well-performing series as well. And that took us to the end of 2024, which I mean, 2024 was the biggest year for us. We got monetized. We got to around, what, 7K by the end? And then here we are at February at 10K already. Yeah, finished Higurashi. Did Darling in the Franxx this year. So far, it's like we're only at the end of February, and I feel like we've done so much. Yeah, finished Darling in the Franxx, started ReZero Season 3 again. Terror and Resonance, Attack on Titan Junior High, finished that. And yeah, started Overlord, which I haven't finished that yet either, and I'm not going to, but hey, the videos are still coming out. And started this podcast with the boys, which we'll see how consistent that ends up being. And then yeah, in terms of what to look forward to in the future, Hunter x Hunter. Did a couple episodes of Transformers Prime, which that'll be not the most consistent thing either. Pretty much what I've learned looking back on these 4 years. Despite having a schedule and a lot of videos pre-recorded, I am still not consistent. I've at least found my stride with what I like to do, which is pretty much just monetizing my hobby of watching anime. And of course, doing like music stuff in the midst of all that. You can at least see that, like, you know, my thumbnails, like how I do my React thumbnails, I think I've fully found what I like. My Hunter x Hunter thumbnails, though, I'll give a little teaser for what those look like. These easily are some of my best thumbnails I've made for a reaction series, which I cannot wait to see how those perform once we get there in about a couple weeks. We also started the Patreon as well, which, you know, that fluctuates here and there, but I don't know, maybe Hunter x Hunter will give that a little boost. But 10,000 subscribers, man. Even looking on the journey that's led us to that, I can't believe it. I didn't even talk about the shorts page. I completely forgot, because let's be fair, that's why we are where we are. I have a good chunk of shorts that are well over 100,000 views, which yeah, that's why. But hey, I do what I need to do. I finesse the system a little bit just to keep me relevant. I'm not guilty. I don't feel guilty. I'm doing what I need to do. And you know, I'll keep making the shorts because I do like doing the Did You Knows. Do try to give love to a lot of the other videos. I know that like doing React stuff, I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot because it's like not everyone is gonna like the series that I'm covering, so. But you know, the series is at least there for those who maybe discover the channel way later and it's like, oh, I like that series, I'm gonna watch it too. I've also become more consistent with how I'm doing the Patreon as well in terms of offering, you know, different stuff, unfiltered reactions and that, which is something I should have done from the beginning, but I'm doing it now. I'm making changes. So far, now being at the end of February going into March, it's wild, especially with just how the subs have been coming in. Like I fully see us going places by the end of this year, especially. Honestly, I'll even make a prediction. At the very least, by the end of 2026, we'll probably be over 100,000, especially if I keep up this consistency, keep doing things the way I do, run my business the way I want. Unless, God forbid, I'm dead, which I don't plan on that, but you never know. Let's stop being dark, and I'll just continuously say thank you for 10,000 subscribers. Even if most of you probably aren't ones that watch a lot of my stuff, even if you're here just because of the shorts or whatever, I'm grateful that you at least considered sticking around and looking at my stuff. And, you know, though I kind of have a soft goal of maybe hitting 15 or even 20,000 by the end of this year, I fully see us doing that. Even with the couple live streams I've done here and there, it's like more and more people come into the streams, like there's conversations. I had my longest live stream the other night where I was just talking with like a handful of people about anime. It's just like, this is what I live for. This is what this channel was made for. And it's just those moments where I'm just like, I'm doing it. We're not quite there yet, but it's like every step is a step in this journey. And I'm glad that all of you are here. And well, yeah, I won't keep yapping forever. This has been a long enough recap episode. There will be more changes. You know, I plan on getting some art made, maybe even a new channel icon. I definitely need to make a channel trailer as well. And yeah, enough yapping. I got some other stuff I need to do, but I'll continuously say it. Thank you, all of you. 10,000 subs to the moon. Let's go even higher. Can we get much higher?